Did the President agree to the disbandment of PKTT?
I briefed the President. He agreed.
When I briefed the President on the 1st of February, he was quite surprised. He was quite taken aback when I briefed him that this team is being disbanded and with no reasons given. And he was quite taken aback.
The political task team on the killings in KZN has been doing its work and has done tremendous work. The complaints that have been raised by the KZN Police Commissioner have to be investigated. I would like us to get to the bottom of all this.
Imagine this, a special task team cracking down on political assassinations in one of South Africa's deadliest provinces. It's hailed as a success by the president himself, his baby, as one journalist called it. Then poof, it's disbanded overnight. But who knew? Who approved it? And why the web of conflicting stories from the highest levels of power? Today, we're diving deep into the political killings task team scandal, unpacking the testimonies, the contradictions, and the million-rand question, who is telling the truth? Stick around, because this could blow the lid off South African politics. Hit like and subscribe if you're ready for the exposé. Let's rewind to 2018. Following the Madlanga Commission's damning report on political violence in KwaZulu-Natal, hundreds dead in ANC infighting, taxi wars, and more.
This woman says her son, who is a former ANC member, was stabbed by ruling party volunteers.
They told me that my son was stabbed by ANC people.
In a counterclaim, the ANC says 8 of its volunteers were injured by supporters of independent candidates. 2 of them were allegedly stabbed in the back.
President Cyril Ramaphosa pushes for the creation of the Political Killings Task Team, or PKTT.
I have directed the Minister of Police as well as the Minister of Intelligence and Justice and Defense to meet as soon as possible and to give me a report about the investigations and the work that has been going on in relation to these killings that have been going on. We are going to put in structures that are going to go to the bottom of all this. That team is now being finalized. We should be able to announce that on the 16th.
This elite unit under the SAPs was tasked with investigating high-profile murders, nailing perpetrators, and bringing stability to KZN. And it worked. Arrests rolled in. Killings dropped. Even Ramaphosa praised it publicly. Fast forward to late 2024. Police Minister Senzo Mchunu issues a directive on December 31st, New Year's Eve no less, to immediately disband the team. His reasons: budget issues, irregular funding since 2022, and a plan to fold its work into a broader unit. But here's where it gets murky. Critics say this killed ongoing probes into sensitive cases, possibly tied to powerful figures. Enter the main characters. First, Minister Mchunu. In his Ad Hoc Committee testimony this week, October 16th, 2025, he doubled down. The PKTT was always temporary, not a permanent unit in the SAP's organogram. He claims he briefed President Ramaphosa in December 2024, got the green light for disbandment, and acted lawfully. There was no need to consult National Commissioner Fannie Masemola or KZN's Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi beforehand, he says, to avoid interference. He even challenged Masemola's evidence and raised eyebrows about SAP's legal head Major General Van Rooyen's Madlanga testimony, blurring the line between task teams and units.
Once you mention task team in the country, two things jump up in your mind. One is that you are going to pool a number of people with skills that are relevant for what needs to be done. Like in a disaster, you put up a task team. You pull up people that are going to be relevant in dealing with that particular task that has been identified in a particular area for that particular time. But it is always an element of a time frame. You don't establish a task team on a permanent basis. If you do, it's rare. It would be peculiar, but ordinarily, a task team has a date of starting, date of ending, pool resources, you pull people back to where they belong. So this particular task team was established as such, as a task team. And this task would be evaluated from time to time and assessed whether it would still be needed as time went on, as it happened. Okay. That's the practice.
Did the president agree to the disbandment of PKTT?
The answer in the affidavit is that I believe the president, he agreed with the briefing I gave him.
So, Honorable Minister, is the answer yes?
Yes, as is in the affidavit.
The answer is yes. The answer which we must record is yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
But Masemola told a different tale when he appeared at the Madlanga Commission in September. He says, when he asked the minister if the president knew about disbandment, Mchunu said yes. But when Masemola called Ramaphosa on February 1st, 2025, the president was shocked and unaware. Ramaphosa promised to chat with Mchunu, but he never provided any follow-up. Masemola stressed the PKTT's work was crucial and unfinished, calling the directive unlawful.
At some point during the meeting, the minister stated that he did not understand why we were so adamant that the PKTT must not be disbanded. Then he said that the president is in agreement that the PTT be disbanded. I was quite taken aback by his revelation, since it was the president who, knowing about the effectiveness of the PKTT, had requested the PKTT to deploy to assist with the Forte cases, murder investigations. Moreover, the president, in our last briefing on the PKTT, was satisfied with the performance. Of course, it's him saying it, so I wouldn't know whether what he's saying is true or not.
But do you have any reason not to believe what the minister said to you when he said that the president was in agreement that the PKTT be disbanded? Do you have any reasons or fact to contradict that statement?
Yeah, I do have reasons, because when I briefed the president on the 1st of February, he was quite surprised.
Sorry, which year? When you briefed the president on the 1st of February of which year?
1st of February 2025. Yes. He was quite taken aback when I briefed him that this team is being disbanded, and with no reasons given. And he was quite taken aback, and he said he will speak to the minister.
Then there's Mkhwanazi, KZN's top cop, echoing Masemola. No consultation, the team was vital, and its shutdown smelled of political meddling. He referenced Ramaphosa's past praise in media spots.
I received a WhatsApp message from a friend who sent me what looks like a letter that was signed by the Minister of Police disestablishing the political killings task team.
You say in that paragraph that you had not received formal communication in this regard.
That is true, Commissioner. I had not received any communication from anyone with regard to the disestablishment of the team.
So you established on the 2nd of something that had transpired involving the task team before the 2nd, but you did not do so formally. You learned through a friend, so you say.
That is correct, Commissioner. I learned through a WhatsApp message with a copy of the letter that was sent by a friend.
What were the implications? What was your understanding of the implications of the letter that you received? What is the notion of the disestablishment of the task team, and what are the implications thereof?
Well, the implications were going to be severe, Commissioner, because this is a team that was formed in 2018, where the executive or the head of the executive, which is the president of the country, was involved.
And Ramaphosa, his July 25th, 2025, ex post, after Mkhwanazi's bombshell briefing, praises the PKTT's tremendous work in slashing killings and calls for investigating the complaints of interference and disbandment. No mention of prior knowledge or approval. It reads like genuine surprise, treating the whole mess as fresh allegations for the Madlanga Commission to probe.
And the political task team as well. You were very instrumental in 2018 in KZN. I remember calling for it, saying it has to investigate and look into this. It's almost like your baby. Now that there are rumors that it was being interfered and disbanded, your view on this as the president?
Well, the political task team on the killings in KZN has been doing its work and has done tremendous work. The killings then started coming down in KZN, the political killings. So the complaints that have been raised by the KZN Police Commissioner have to be investigated. Those have to be investigated, and that is why I set up the commission. And I expect that this commission, whose terms of reference are now out, will work very quickly, and we've put clear time frames. Would like a report within 3 months and another report within another 3 months. So I'm looking at a period which is no more than a year. In fact, I would like us to get to the bottom of all this, what the police commissioner of KZN alleged, to be addressed and answers to come out within a short space of time. Say three months initial report and another 3 months, which could then see the conclusion. And if they need time to be extended, then we will talk to the judge and see how much time they need to be extended. But this is a commission that everyone in the country would like to see quick answers coming from.
This is where it thickens. If Mchunu briefed Ramaphosa and got agreement to disband the PKTT in December, why did Ramaphosa act oblivious and shocked to Masemola in February and publicly in July? If Ramaphosa didn't know, why would Mchunu claim otherwise? And why no follow-up after Masemola's call? Mkhwanazi and Masemola paint the PKTT as indispensable, yet Mchunu calls it dysfunctional and temporary. Online chatters buzzing, posts speculate Ramaphosa's exposure could make men cry, tying back to cartel influences. Mchunu's struggling in hearings and General Khumalo's pending testimony might connect more dots. Truth-wise, Mchunu might be stretching agreement from a casual briefing. Masemola and Mkhwanazi seem consistent, backed by timelines. Ramaphosa? His detachment screams damage control. Ramaphosa's on the witness list for both the Madlanga Commission and Ad Hoc Committee, but will he show? History says maybe not. Think pala avoidance. If he skips, it fuels hiding something vibes. But if he goes? Here's scenario 1. He denies knowledge, throwing Mchunu under the bus, saying, there was no briefing and no agreement to disband. That sinks his comrade but clears him. Sort of. Why no follow-up to Masemola then? Scenario 2. He admits a briefing from the minister, but claims no full approval was given for disbandment. This would explain the July Dex post as broad support for probes. But why praise a team you let die? It reeks of inconsistency, especially with his tremendous work rhetoric. Either way, it escalates his image woes, already dubbed a terrible president by critics. This scandal isn't just about a task team, it's about trust in leadership. Who's telling the truth? The evidence points to fractures at the top, possibly shielding corruption. We'll know more as the Commission and Ad Hoc wrap up. What do you think? Will Ramaphosa testify? Drop your thoughts below. Watch the video on your left to see General Mkhwanazi explain how he almost lost his life. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Until next time.